Oh, hello, welcome back. We're picking back up in Firelink Shrine. Today, I think we're going to head up, fight some friends at the top of a tower, and then go for a bit of an explore. Because I understand that I stopped at a bit of an odd place, but I really did just want to show off how open this world was and how everything links back to Firelink Shrine. But we'll more on that later. Quickly speak to this young NPC who I've completely forgotten about. I almost never do magic builds, so I never talk to this man, but... Your name's not Theodore, he tells us. It's Petrus. One of the other guys might begin with T, I can't remember. Basically, he's from a place called Thurland, and throughout this game there's like some kind of lore aspects. As you read the item descriptions, we kind of realise that Thurland seems to be kind of like a Catholic church kind of run place, you know, like Middle Ages, run your what is it called? Run the Crusades kind of people. They're basically Crusaders. You know, there's an actual name for them in game, but I don't really, care. He's nice. He gives us a copper coin, which, if we read the description of, actually I think it has nothing to do with Thurland at all. Where is it? Is it just in here? Copper coin. From Old Man McLoif. Those fond of returning to the outside world often dream of carrying these around. So, forgive actually, no, I think I was wrong about that. Basically, these people are sent here on essentially a pilgrimage. Essentially the same kind of thing we're doing. We'll find out later what our real goal is, and these people have a goal. I think it's something to do with the catacombs. I can't quite remember. We'll have to... As I do remember, I'll tell the story, but I really don't want to just go and read up on a wiki. I want to rediscover at the same time as everything happens. Whereas, you know, I think there was one point in time I could basically tell you almost anything about this game, and that's all been lost to the archives, I believe. But that's all right. We can learn together. And there's some cool aspects, by the way, as you explore out of Firelink Shrine that relate possibly to that man. Like you could have just seen down there were some chests on the floor that we didn't open before, and there's some cool stuff. We'll have a look at that in the future, potentially in the episode we go into the catacombs, but that's not today. Today we're going to go up to the church, and also as we come into the parish, there's some knights on the right here, boulder knights, who I want to kind of practice farming for the next like 20 minutes, just because I realise I've forgotten how to parry. I need to practice, and also you can't backstab these guys. I can't remember what they're called. They're not Boulder Knights, they're another thing. We meet a guy called Black Iron Tarkus much later, in the form of a... not spirit, what are they called? And he's wearing this man's armour. I don't know, he's got quite a bit of bleed resistance, hasn't he? Normally by now he would have been set off, but... I'm still using the dagger, by the way. I have not played since I last started it up, so we're all the same level, same weapons, etc. Still got my shirt off, I've realised. Oh, there we go, finally get the bleed off. So as you can see, even though he's a large enemy, if I had not played this game I probably would have just run past him, but I know he's quite slow and easy to dodge. And he also doesn't respawn, so once I kill him once, I can come in here safely and happily. Also gives us 800 souls, that's not too bad. And a Titanite shard. So, from gameplay reasons, basically you kill him and then you can go level up your item. And I want to quickly come up here and get the... what is it? It's not a... Firekeeper soul, that's it. So you can use these... Fuck, what can you use them for? They're super important. I cannot remember for that. You can either consume them. Oh yeah, it is definitely for boosting the Estus Flask. So right now you see it just says Estus Flask. If we were to go and use this Firekeeper soul with a certain NPC, we can get this Estus Flask up to +1, which means it will heal for more, basically. Oh look, by the way, have we got the binoculars? We got the binoculars. Let's have a little peek. There's a little friend up there. Can I zoom in? Let me try and remember the controls. Is it? Okay, I don't care enough. That's oh, bloody hell, what are they called? I was going to say Chancellor. They're Seath the Scaleless's eyes, basically, who's a boss we'll fight later, / NPC. And they're quite scary. They're basically just big old wizard men, and they've got really scary little masks on with all the eyes. If I zoom in Vegas, you can't quite see. Very scary, though. I want to fight him before I start doing any farming, because he has the ability to buff loads of enemies around him, and if I remember correctly... Oh, fuck, I don't want to try and parry on staircase. Come down here so I can fight you properly. I haven't fought one of you in a very long time, so I want to at least not do it on a staircase. You can do it. The AI in this game is a little stupid. If we had a bow right now, we could probably just abuse that, but come on. Oh, there we go. If I remember correctly, these are the ones that drop the Boulder Side Sword, which are, like, really, really good. Actually, maybe I don't need to practice. Maybe I remember perfectly fine how to fight these guys. Please drop a sword. Oh, he's just dropped his gauntlet. So this sword that he was carrying... I believe it are these rapier ones. Maybe it's not the rapier ones. Maybe it's the... I don't remember. Basically, it's a really, really good sword. Really, really, really good. Does loads of damage. It scales with dex pretty well. Tries with strength all right. And it's very, very fast and strong. So, as you see, he's going to start and do his dance. And that's going to buff all of these hollows in this room. And they'll basically try to overwhelm us with hollows. However, if I'm careful about this, I should just be able to spam... Shit, I don't have fire bombs on me, do I? There are fire bombs. I'm going to try and lure... I've never done this before, but I think I might be able to try and lure all the hollows into here and then throw fire bombs at them. It's a bit of a noob trap. The game has a lot of these, where if you don't understand the game, they'll annihilate you. But if we just spam fire bombs, literally we can just get through this area without any harm. Really, really cool. Bit of game knowledge can take you quite far. And see how they're buffed? These ones with, like, cool stuff around them? They also can't get through the door. I don't want to get on them. Remember that time I died the other episode? That's because I got annihilated by all of them. I don't happen to have any more firebombs, do I? Because they've clearly gotten stuck on the doorway. Maybe now's a good time to try using the claymore, because I think I can two-hand it. Let's try. Oh, I can two-hand the claymore! Really, really cool weapon, and also a huge range. So if I just, like, man up and go through here... Oh, also, I don't know the range of this weapon. I don't think I've ever used it. I know it's just very popular. Oh my god. Okay, I think I can see why people like the claymore. You see that? Absolute carnage. So, let's see. That's got quite a bit of range on this mouse, on this two-handed R1. R2 looks like it's kind of a spin attack, kind of Zelda spin attack. What's the roll attack like? Oh, a poke! Pokes are very good to have, so you can use them in corridors. And what does the... what else do I want? Backstep? Is that a special attack? That's really cool. I like that. Okay, I'm going to try using the claymore for a bit, just because it's fucking badass. It also means I won't be able to parry, so for now, I'm going to try and parry the bloke up here just with my bandit's knife, and then we'll switch back. Because we do have a boss coming up, who's quite fast. Fuck. Staircase. Yeah, side sword. If it's a rapier, it makes sense if it's a side sword that's the, like, the little one. Come on. Fighters. Oh, fuck. I also don't want to get caught up, so I'm trying to bait him into attacking. Before I... Oh, I can never get the riposte. That's something I've been messing up with lately, I understand. Like, even if I get the parry, I keep to... Actually, I want to try and bait him to using attack so I can just show it off. So, enemies aren't just, like, M1 spam, like a lot of games have them. They also have special moves. So this rapier one here, he'll try to put his sword up in such a way... Oh, he's not doing it now. Basically, he'll raise his sword, and if we attack him in that time, he'll parry us automatically, which is really cool, and then he'll get crits on us. You can also backstab him. Scary enemy. Little bandit's knife still destroys them. And there should be loads more on the floor down here, so I'll just roll off like an idiot. Try and bait him out. Hello. Oh, no, he's got the sword. It's the big shield guys, not the side sword dudes. Yeah, that's definitely he's definitely using the BSS as people call it. Or the Baller Swag Sword, as certain YouTube and Twitch people like to call it. I also don't want to fight two at once, but maybe I do. Oh, maybe I don't. Okay, let's not fight two of them at once. We'll come back. I've already sorted out this area, so I will join you back in like 10 minutes once I've just practiced parrying and farming for a bit. And we'll join you back in like 10 minutes or so. Incidentally, while I'm around, I'm just going to quickly level up with the stuff we got off that big old knight. And I think I'm going to put... I don't need the HP, I think I can dodge. Let's just stick stuff into strength so we can start wielding shit. Apparently, someone in the comments said Zweihander was 16 strength, so I'm just going to blindly believe them. I believe them, they're probably roughly right. 16th strength does sound about right, but let's quickly visit this NPC down here. Doesn't talk. She can't speak, she's got her tongue ripped out. If you have a look in there, she's kind of like bloodstained and shit. So, a bit of dark lore there, as we reinforced our Estus flask with a soul of one of her friends. Maybe her friends, but her colleague. She's a firekeeper, basically. What I seem to have peeked out of this is that she's basically just a little girl who's been had a tongue cut off, had her legs cut off, or at least maimed, shoved into a little cage under here, and basically her soul is being used for this bonfire. So the bonfires in this game, or at least the major ones, and I think most of the ones you can warp to at least, they're run by the firekeepers. Her soul is keeping it running, because something along the lines, I think their souls are like, they pull in humanity, and fires also pull in humanity, or something like that. Basically, she's keeping this thing running, so we can keep ourselves nice and toasty. And that's it. I'll go back to farming, and I'll meet you back later. Incidentally, if you want to know a good way to farm these people, you can normally lure like the back one in just with a bit of noise. And I can't remember which one you have to hit, but one of these things, if you whack it, yeah, it's this pillar here. If you whack this pillar, one of them will become enticed by you, and they'll run over eventually. Whack it again. Come on. There we go. You don't want to fight multiple ones at once. There's also one in the back corner that will hear you. Shit, that's a slow attack. Okay, that's a triple. Try and remember their moveset. There's one in the back who will also hear this. Who's facing our way. You can see him in the corner over there. And he'll also get lured in if you walk in here. So he's looking right at you. Really cool how enemies, like, proc in this game. But if I were to hit this pillar and then walk forwards, he would have also been annoyed. Oh, that was a slow attack. Yeah, see, that's the rapier attack. If I were to attack him now, he'd immediately riposte us and do loads of crit. But I'm also lazy, so I can also just backpedal around him and whack him in the side of the hit. Ooh. You'll also have noticed that I've taken all of the armour off of my character, and that's because I'm hoping I just won't get hit, and if I do... There we go. I want to be a bit slow. I think you can't riposte when you've got your shield up or something, so maybe that's the problem I'm having. If you take all your armour off, I can roll, like, super fast, which is what I want. And also my endurance comes back pretty fast. That's useful. Boulder leggings. Those are pretty good, actually. So, there's a mechanic in this game that isn't in Dark Souls 3, called poise. And basically, it's mostly tied to, like, heavy armour. It has a poise stat, so, like, cloth armour doesn't have any poise, but, like, this guy's armour will have poise. Get a big backstab on him for 226. Basically, the more poise you have, the more you can hold your shield up, or just straight up take hits without being staggered. Really, really cool. So certain weapons like this guy's leggings, they don't weigh very much, and they've got poise attached to them, so if you want to give yourself a bit of anti-stagger potential by wearing armour, you can wear stuff like his trousers, or I think like the Hollow Knights also have some cool trousers you can wear. Cool little tip. Stick another level into, I don't know. Let's get in, if we can get strength up to like 16, maybe we can try the Zweihander now. Give it a go while I'm farming. So we're going to try and two-hand the Zweihander now, put a little bit more into strength. Up to 16. See how much it'll do. Jesus Christ. We just crushed that man's head. Do it again. Oh, I can see why people like big heavy weapons. I played through Dark Souls 2 with a giant bloody sword that I got off one of like the elephant NPCs. Jesus Christ, though. This thing's brutal. Makes me kind of want to do a strength build, but no, we're going to try and do a general build so we can at least try and use most of the weapons. So I want to show off a cool mechanic, by the way, before we go off to fight the new boss. And that's something I haven't shown off yet. If we use this humanity here, see the counter in the top left go up? And if we were to also use another one while I'm at it. Let's use 2. So we have 2 humanity in the top left, you'll see? Just use 2 items of humanity to get 2 humanity in the top left. If we sit at any bonfire, we can kindle the bonfire. Oh, sorry, we have to reverse hollowing, which will turn us back into human. Watch our face. See, it just turns back into like a normal-looking human face. First time of the playthrough, I think. And while we're here, we can also spend one of those humanities to kindle the fire. And if you watch the Estus Flask meter in the bottom left, it's now get 10. We've now got 10 uses of Estus. And we're also human. And some of you who have played will be well aware of what I'm about to try and do. I'm going to go summon a little friend to help us with a rather tricky boss. Because if I'm honest, I'm not sure I want to be talking and fighting the first boss of the game, the first real boss of the game, at the same time. It's already quite tricky to do by yourself without summoning, and trying to do it while talking at the same time will be quite tricky. So let's head up and have a chat. Ooh, so much better having a leveled up sword. You can see there, we two-shot those dudes, so even though we got stuck and in the way, we could just quickly attack him twice. I don't know if this guy can climb ladders. I guess he can. Let's try and avoid... I think we can climb faster than them, or if not, we can at least get on them faster. So we're just going to quickly summon our friend. Yes, hello, Solaire. And run through the thing before he finishes summoning. Because in this game there's a bit of a glitch, where... Oh, hello. Bosses will... Fuck. They'll get like twice as much health or something if you have multiple enemies. But if you haven't actually finished summoning yet, they won't have that twice as much health. So if we just run through before he's finished summoning, he actually has as much health as he should normally have. And also Solaire will annihilate him. Just go and whack him. He'll work his way out eventually as he tries to find the boss. He's not. He's trying to fight the enemies through a wall. That's alright. Let's try and cut off his tail, get a cool weapon. Come back. God, I really should use some pine resin or something. This is going to take way too long. That's what pine resin's for, by the way. Early in the game, if you want to fight bosses, or later in the game, just shitload of damage just by like putting a tiny bit of thing onto your buff. It's a buff, but you can annihilate bosses with it. There we go, just enough. Please do not breathe fire on me. I've already had this happen once. I was like, oh, I'm gonna solo the boss first time. It'll be really easy. A Solaire does literally nothing, so I guess I technically am soloing the boss. Jesus Christ. I guess I am. There you go. Bell Gargoyles down. It was a lot easier this time because I wasn't an idiot, basically, and I just whacked the boss. We get a sunlight medal, though. There goes Solaire, and here comes the Hollows, as they can now walk through. Hello. Completely bloody useless. Jesus Christ. Oh look, there's still the knight. Boulder Knight. Fuck off. I don't want to fight him. I also don't want to die to a bloody Hollow just after I've killed the boss. So, ignore what I just said. You can solo the first boss fairly easily. If we'd have waited for Solaire to come in, though, it would have taken way longer, and if we hadn't have used the gold pine resin there, it would have been a lot harder. But fortunately, we picked that upgrade up. Makes it a lot easier. If you wanted to actually get gold pine resin without those chests we got earlier in the game, you could have done a really long loop into Darkroot Garden over there. Roughly over there, where I believe there's like some mushroom enemies that drop it. So if you want to do a really long run to get it, you can. So, you know, you're not limited just by the starting class. The one we started with happened to have the Master Key, and you can also pick it as a gift. But, oh, there's no one here yet. Note that there is no one in this room yet. I wonder why I'm noting that as we go up to... Incidentally, those were called the Bell Gargoyles, and there's a certain reason that they were called the Bell Gargoyles. Potentially, it could have been that they were guarding, I don't know, some form of, like, loud ringing device, like a large metal little, like, hat disc kind of thing. I wonder what that could be called, though. I don't know what I'd name it. Perhaps a bell. Maybe that's what I would call it. Let's have a ring. See who's home. That's it. That's the cutscene. We beat the boss. That's it. That's all we get. That's it. That's seriously it. Wasn't that satisfying? We spent, like, if this was my first time playing, I would have been, like, so excited, finally beat the Bell Gargoyles. Really difficult boss. First time you're playing, at least, because, you know, there's two of them. Two bosses at once is really hard. This game's balanced a lot around you picking off things one at a time. So, you know, I'd be really elated. But instead, you're just kind of like, oh, I guess it just rung a big bell, and it showed me, like... Well, it didn't really show us anything in particular, did it? It just kind of pointed over at Sen's, or in that direction. That is Sen's Fortress, by the way, as we were watching earlier. Have a nice little binoculars view, just at the landscape around. Sen's Fortress, in its low poly background entity glory. Although it actually looks pretty close, that's pretty much what it looks like. That tower there, that kind of rampart there, there's a large, like, orc enemy that sits there. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called, I don't really care. Down there is the pathway, and over there will be the blacksmiths. Oh god, I just jumped off the edge. There goes our humanity and souls. So, let's quickly run back and get those. One thing I always forget about this game is how B, unlike almost every game in existence, B does not cancel using your weapon. B's backstep. I don't think I've ever used backstep once. Ever. Except for when I fall off cliffs. My number one death in this game is me trying to step out from using the binoculars after looking out. I really like looking out on ramparts and looking at stuff. So sometimes I'll press B to try and step back. You know, get out of the weapon, and instead I'll just full plummet off the cliff. God, this place does look really cool, though, doesn't it? Just like this beautiful sunlight, big old tower with a big bell that we just rang. Really feels quite, you know, feels quite video gamey and bossy, right? You know, just climb to the top of a tower, fought some enemies, there's some zombies running behind you. Don't worry, you'll make it through that doorway eventually. And, oh look, there's a guest! I wonder what he's going to say to us. He's got an amazing voice actor, by the way. Just have a listen.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the Power. Thou appearest to lack faith, yet magnanimous are the gods. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sins.
All sin is his domain, very much. He's really cool. He can give us a really cool gesture too. Well, what is it? This is quite a famous gesture. We can't use it yet, though. We don't have the full set to use it, but I'll just quickly show it off. Let's change point forward. What a useless one. Let's change point forward to, well, what is it? The best emote in the game. There we go. Amazing. Let's have a little chat with him, though, just quickly.
Greeting. I am pleased to see the
I have not preserved thine humanity. I just backflipped off the edge of a cliff, but okay. And also, we just joined his covenant with the gods. I don't know why. Also, if you end up killing NPCs, it counts towards sin, and that counts towards certain enemies or people in a faction invading you all the time. So if you want to, you can come back here and request absolution, which costs souls. So if I were to kill, like, all the NPCs now, it would cost me, like, no souls, but if it was later in the game, it would cost me, like, thousands and millions. Anyway, have a quick look what he's got. He sells Homeward Bones, which you can use basically to walk back to the last bonfire, and he also sells... He's like one of the few NPCs in the game... Sorry, he's the only NPC in the game that'll sell these bite rings. So they give like 300 resistance or something. It doesn't tell us. Basically, so if we're about to go somewhere, say, poisonous, like a large swamp, you might want to get the poison bite ring. Or if you're about to go somewhere, I don't know, bloody, with loads of rats, like in the depths perhaps, you might want to buy the blood bite ring. Quite useful. Also, he's got a talisman, so if I was doing, like, miracles and shit...
It is only human to commit a sin.
Oh my god, I love that so much. It's only human to commit a sin. He goes a little I love that. Anyway, you can go to him. He sells you some pretty cool rings. They're quite pricey, but, like, who cares? Souls are easy to get. As you see, you can farm Boulder Knights for, like, half an hour. Put a YouTube playlist on, and you'll get, like, enough souls to buy, like, most of his shit. Anyway. Let's pick up our stuff again. Look at the meter on the top left. You see how we haven't become human again? That's because we've lost that humanity forever, because we used it to become human. But the one humanity that we picked up from something, I don't know, like we fought the boss and it gave it to us or something, I can't remember. That humanity's still with us, though. I can't remember if they gave us a homeward bone or not that we can use. Yeah, they gave us one. Let's use that homeward bone. Goodbye, Oswald. You were fun. We'll come back and visit you in the future, perhaps, and, like, kill you and take all your shit. He just does not care, does he? Also, I've got shitloads of souls now, so I'm going to quickly... I can only get +5 on my weapon right now, because we're missing an ember. However, let's have a look. Reinforced weapon. We need 3 Titanite shards, so let's quickly go and buy 3. 1, 2, 3. Fine. Reinforce our weapon to +5. Okay, so it now does +80. That's, like, a fair bit more damage than it originally did. So that'll be good for now. Another of us wants to see you go hollow. Very nice. And also, while we're at it, let's see if he's got any shit we want to buy. Quest for Taurus we don't need right now. I will get the repair box, though. And why not? I'll just buy the rest of his smithy shit. And, I don't know, do we want any of this? Not really. Standard arrows? Nah, we should be good. Okay, let's just level up once more. Don't get yourself killed. These are lovely. We love Andre. They brought him back in Dark Souls 3, just because everyone loved him so much. Really quite cool. A lot of people were annoyed because they didn't bother putting any effort into it, but I like him. I was glad to see him back. Anyway. Level up. Can we buy 2? We can buy 2 levels. Let's put, one into... Yeah, let's put both into Dex. Or... I don't know. What do we want to do? Actually, yeah, I want to get 17 in Dex, because there's certain weapons that require, like, 20 Dex that I want to be able to use soonish. So let's get on to that. Anyway. I don't want to just end... I don't want to just go straight to the next area now, because that would be a bit weird for timing. We'll do that on the next one. However, for the final half of this episode... We're going to go for a bit of a run. There's a certain item I want to get in Deepwood Garden or Deeproot Garden, or whatever it's called. And that requires us to do a bit of, well, we're going to go somewhere we're not meant to go quite yet. Using a certain key that we might have picked up. So prepare yourself for a bit of a run. It's going to be quite fun, because we're going to see some areas rather fast. And also some enemies we're not meant to fight yet, because we're, like, really low level. I don't want to fight him. You can kill him. He's rather... Oh, he does loads of damage, and he'll pick you up and annihilate you. But in terms of all of the Titanite demons, that's what they're called, by the way, he has relatively low health. There's a couple in Sen's Fortress that have like twice his health or something. Is ridiculous. But, by the way, welcome to my favourite area in the entire game, this Darkroot Garden. As we just wait for him to shut up. It's got an amazing atmosphere, which I really like. As many of you know, I used to live in the forest. So an area that's literally just the forest. Jesus Christ, that thing does like no damage. Normally I like two-shot these people. Okay, let's switch over to using the claymore. I quite like the claymore. Oh, we can actually one-hand it now. That's quite cool. Let's try using the claymore for a bit. Why not? We haven't leveled it up or anything, but it's still a claymore. Hopefully we'll be able to like do a bit of damage. But anyway, the atmosphere in this area is amazing. It's just got like little twitterings of leaves and bugs and like these weird tree people and ledges you can fall off. How much damage can we do now? Oh, that's way better. We need to like get one more level in it so we can actually three-shot them, but that'll do for now. They also drop moss clumps, so the area will be going soonish. Not directly soon, but soonish. We can use all of these moss that we're about to collect for something quite cool. But just the atmosphere of this Big ol' open forest. I really love it. Really makes me excited to always come back here. Because I think the first time I came here, I came from a completely different route. And I had no idea where I was. I ended up in like a super late game area just by accident. By complete accident. And I loved it. Just this random exploration can take you some really cool places. And also a little bit of game knowledge, by the way. You'll have noticed it's been a little while since we've come to a bonfire. Not that long, but it's an annoying walk. If we have a little peek around the edge here, you can see... Oh, secret bonfire! Let's walk through the first of these in the entire game, that I remember. Also, there's enemies, so we can't light it. Hidden walls. This game has loads of hidden walls, and it's really cool. Shit, don't kill us now. I wanted to show off the hidden wall. Let's just run away for now. Okay, heal a bit. We need to get rid of these enemies before we can actually use the bonfire. Stops you from just running and camping. Let's use our mouse too for the first time in like the game. Which does a little bit of staggering, I guess. Come on, we don't have all day. You can see the bandit's knife, again, doing very good job against large, tough enemies and crits, but really shit when it just comes to spamming, which I like. I don't like just weapons like the swords that you can just spam over and over again, and there's no real timing involved. At least this thing like punishes you just R1 spamming. But you can't crit these dudes, so it's a little annoying to fight them. Quite cool enemies, though. I always find like weird planty enemies quite interesting, just because they're weirdly terrifying. Just how they're kind of human, but not really. Like in Fallout New Vegas, there's that one vault, which is like full of like weird plant people. I always found it ridiculously creepy. Like the secret bonfire, Darkroot bonfire. Quickly have a little rest. Can't kindle it. Do I want to reverse hollowing? I don't really. Oh god, he's not quite sitting in the ground though. Anyway, let's have a little run. Fought the enemies. This is where you use that crest. Blocked by some contraption. That's another half of Darkroot Garden we're going to visit much later to see a certain friend, but I want to do some stuff before we see that friend. In there is a trap. If we pick up that, I think it's just like some souls, loads of plants around him come to life and then attack you, and every time you run down here they'll come after you, so I just don't care. We're going to ignore it. Just a little bit of loot, only like 300 souls or something. Let's enter the proper garden right now though. So cool. You'll also, as you just look around, find it quite hard to take in. You'll see that some of the trees are not quite right. Namely this one that I've been trying to center the camera on. Something's wrong with it. What could it be? Oh, it's all wiggly and stuff. That's because it's not actually a tree. It's like a real, alive tree. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's just equip the longsword for now. I don't know how much damage it'll do. It does like no damage. I want to equip something that does a little bit more. Just so I can not have to sit here and farm trees forever. There we go. Just whack it to death with a Zweihander. This is a tree. And it takes you to a secret area. If you'd have never played the game, or you didn't pay attention to your surroundings, you would have never seen this. You would have just seen, you know, a tree in a corner, like I did in my first playthrough. You go over there, you collect the elite armor set, really, really cool armor set, and then you just go on with your day. No, there's loads of secrets. This area is just bloody full of them. And anyway, we're going to go down here and pick up a special ring, which I want to use. As I like using light armor, this ring is really helpful to me, because it gives you poise without having to use special armor. Oh, I love these enemies, by the way. They give us Green Blossom, which give you a little bit of... they give you faster stamina recharge, I believe. So if we want to be using large, heavy weapons, that'll be quite useful. There's another one of these weird alive trees. They, like, spin. This is actually in a pit. We were up there, below. Up there, I think where the top of the sword is earlier. I can't quite remember. But they're just really weird. Are they moving? Oh, it's kind of off-putting, isn't it? Let's beat it to death with a giant two-hander. I'll try and skip through all of this, because I know it'll take a little while over and over again. Really disgusting. Just sinks into the ground into like a pile of goo. Also, oh, shh. We're actually in the back of the certain area right now. Oh god, it's such a cool atmosphere. Just dark, dense woods. You can hear like animals in the distance making noise. I don't want to fight you. My weapons do like no damage, and I can't remember if they can be bled or not. I think most enemies can, but I think like the weird metallic ones can't. Just listen. You can hear the trees above us like moving around and wiggling. It's really cool. Oh, there's another one of them. Let's ignore the Guardians for now and just quit the Bandit's Knife so we can do shit faster. Because I think the Zweihander is actually quite heavy and it might have been affecting our rolling. Here we go. Leo Ring. Not Leo Ring. Wolf Ring. What am I thinking? Leo Ring's for reposting and shit. Hello. Not today. They don't drop anything of interest, by the way. To my knowledge. I don't even think they drop their armor. If they do, the armor's not that good. It's just like really giant heavy armor that's kind of useless unless you want to just tank bosses. So I'm not going to bother farming them. They also don't give many souls, and they take forever. So we're just going to ignore them. Goodbye. Good for 100% though. Anyway, as we are running away from that dude, how do we get back? It's up here, isn't it? We're going to equip that ring, because as you've seen, we've only had this old witch's ring, which we will get onto much later in the game. I picked it up as a starting gift for a certain reason, because I want to show off some certain secret part of the game that certain people may not have seen, and an even more secret part of the game that even more people might not have seen. Loads of depth. Even the secrets of secrets within them. One of the coolest enemies areas in the game, other than this, is a secret within a secret, and I will be showing that off, of course. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. It's a certain tree-like area. Do I want to do a run? I'm going to do a run. I don't even think I'm going to use the Elite Knight set, but I really just want to pick up the shit, just because I love it. It's the stuff that's on all the box art, is this armor. I think one of my runs I wore it from almost the entire thing. Hello. Actually, are we going to go fight a boss? I can't remember if this is where the Moonlit Butterfly is. I think it might be. Oh god, do I want to fight the Moonlit Butterfly? I have no range or magic defense, but you know what? While we're at it, why don't we go fight the Moonlit Butterfly? Equip the round shield while we're at it. Why not? Let's have some fun. Beautiful enemy, and a really, really beautiful soundtrack, so hopefully it'll be quite fun. I'll probably die, by the way. It does 1,000,000 damage, and I can never dodge it. But just watch this thing. It's so damn cool. It's also really, really scary, in a way, because it'll shoot laser beams. And I can't remember how to dodge the laser beams. Oh god, it does so much damage. Yeah, we're going to die here, almost certainly. And I don't think I have any homeward bones, so... Oh shit. Yeah, you can dodge through the laser beams at least. I feel like not locking on's better for this boss, just so you have a bit more movement and visibility. If you just dodge forever though, you'll wait for it to land and then you can hit it. A really, really easy boss to fight, by the way. If you do any magic, you'll like basically one-shot it with almost any attack. But because I'm not a mage, I have to wait for it to land before I can do anything with it. Fuck, I forgot about that. I was waiting to dodge something, and it's the spears. You're gonna land. No, you know you're gonna shoot your laser beams. There we go. We equipped this Caduceus shield, by the way, just because it's got pretty good magic defense. You see those spears there didn't do a great deal? I don't want to have to waste all my Estus flasks fighting one boss just because I, you know, just because I want to use a different shield. You can't parry this guy anyway. I also don't think I have a bow. I probably should. I would like to shoot it with a bow, but I can't. Hello. Oh my god, my weapon can barely reach. This is never going to work, is it? Jeez. What is that attack? Oh, he just blows up in your face. Okay. Can I just escape? Do I have any... Nope. Okay, I guess we're going to be here forever. We don't have a bow, do we? Nope. Okay, fine. I also don't think I've ever actually fought this boss this early on. Normally I just come back way later and just, like, annihilate it. So this is the first time I've had to dodge for this long. Quite good practice, though. I've said I wanted to get back into it. This will really help. 2 bosses in 1 episode, I think it's quite a good way. Considering the last one was basically 19 minutes of running around. Quite a nice way to do it, I think. Maybe we can try backstepping for the first time in my life. Are you gonna do anything of interest? Whoa. Oh, Jesus, he just one-shot us with that. Okay. So, we're never getting those souls of humanity back. I'm not going to come back and fight this boss with a +5 dagger. That's an awful idea. However... Oh, do I really want to do this? I could summon a particular NPC. That's... Do I have double humanity? Fine. We're gonna go beat that boss right now. I think we can. I think we can do it. We didn't even need to do that. Why did I just use 2... Why did I use 2 humanity? I don't even need to kindle. Whatever. We're gonna kindle this because much later in the game this bonfire will be quite useful. So let's kindle it to get that +10 Estus. Wonderful. And also while we're at it, let's put our hood back on. No, actually. Let's all the way. Let's rush all the way back. And I'll meet you there. Oh, no. Where are you? In a bush, right? There we go. Witch Beatrice, in the bush. That's where she always is, and that's where she's come from. Notice that I said earlier that she's the boss is super weak to magic, and we just summoned someone called Witch Beatrice. It's almost like that NPC was placed there to make this boss slightly easier for people who are using a level 5 dagger with no range and no damage. Also, this boss is meant to be fought pretty early on. Like, now is a pretty good time to fight it. So having this NPC now will be quite helpful, as long as they don't die. They're a pretty strong NPC though, one of the best, I think, if I remember correctly, one of the strongest. Please don't let me die to these things though, like, could you, like, help? Maybe? Go away. Jesus, that was loud. Hello, Witch Beatrice, on full health, that just one-shot an enemy. Ugh. Really cool. I like her hat, by the way. We'll be able to get that hat later. Hello. Quite friendly. You can actually sometimes kick enemies, I can't remember. Anyway, do you want to come and help me fight this boss, Beatrice? Give us a thumbs up. Hello. No? Okay, let's go through. She's getting bored. She's like, oh, I want to fight this boss already. Alright. Where are you? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Here's Witch Beatrice versus the Moonlit Butterfly. If she eventually learns that it's there, are you gonna lock onto it? No? The boss is right there. Hello? NPC? No? Please don't let me get one shot. Just attack it. Don't block myself on the bridge. Actually, we can get our stuff back. There we go. Beatrice, please fight the boss. That's the whole reason I was... No, she's blocking the bridge! Useless. Absolutely useless. I wanted to show something off and it's... Just come and attack it. Just shoot it once. You can one-shot it. Please. Just shoot it once, please. It's right there. No, not me. The boss. There you go, look. Look how much damage she just did. In like 2 attacks. Just like halved it. Just annihilates it. And look how much damage we do in comparison. This would have taken so long without her. Come on. Don't melee it! What are you doing? No! You're gonna get blown up! Just an idiot. I summoned just for the whole point of this. I never summon just because it's always so late and it never does any damage. And I was like, oh, I can show off this really cool boss fight. And how, you know, the game designers, they allowed a way to allow you to do it easily with any build. That's useless. There you go, just attack it once more. No, you can't miss that weapon homes! How can you miss a homing weapon? You're a computer! Hit it! It's your one job, that's the only reason you're allowed to be summoned there. There you go. Fucking finally, Jesus Christ. Soul of the Moonlit Butterfly, wonderful, you were useless. I'm not summoning you ever again. Thanks. She's like, oh, my work here is done, but you didn't do anything. That's what fucking Solaire did, anyway. Anyway, we're gonna pop up into the tower and pick up a rather useless ember, to be honest. But a cool thing to note about game development once you reach the top. Jesus Christ, this tower takes so long to climb. Anyway, have a look out onto the top of this tower. A really nice ambient scene. Listen to the wind rustling in your hair and see all the forests down below and Witch Beatrice sitting in her house thinking she's done a good job. And we see what looks like Andre sitting here, pillaged corpse, so this person's clearly dead or turned into a rock. I don't think I've ever heard that barrel before. I've never heard that sound effect. Anyway. Ah, we can destroy all this shit. There we go. Anyway, Andre. He's holding the Watchtower basement key, which we need to be able to fight a hollowed guy called... not Hammock. What's he called again? I had it on the tip of my tongue. There's a dude down there, and he's also got the Divine Ember. And a Homewood Bone. So in this game, game development-wise, this guy here is basically a placeholder, I think. They were originally going to do more stuff with Andre, like he was going to be a more important NPC than just a blacksmith. In the end, though, they cut all of that and made him a blacksmith, because they only had a certain amount of time to make the game, and they didn't know how popular it was going to be. So he's here. There's no significance. The makers of the game, I think it was Miyazaki or someone, he said, the fact that there's Andre here, that means nothing. There's no meaning to it. He's just there, basically, to be a vessel. They could have just put a chest here with the Divine Ember in it, but they thought, that's a bit boring. Let's just put an Andre model here. And in addition, we've also been given a Homewood Bone, which is to signify, in at least this game, once you've reached a dead end. They give you a Homewood Bone to say, okay, you've done all the exploring, go look around for secret walls and stuff, but, you know, this is the dead end of the dead ends. Go home. And also in addition, what's the Watchtower key? What is his name? I can't remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. The Watchtower basement key we don't actually need because we've got the master key. A stone cell of a hero turned hollow who was locked away by a dear friend for his own good. What is his name? I cannot remember. Jesus. No, we need to kill him to get his ring. I could swear it begins with H. Anyway, we get his ring and we can use better armor and still roll around. Anyway, let's use that Homewood Bone. We've done enough gabbling. We've fought 2 bosses. Return to the last bonfire. We've got all these souls. We want to do something with them, right? let's do a bit of leveling up. We can use like 4 levels. Okay, let's put strength up to, I don't know. We're not really dying due to lack of health, we're dying because I'm being an idiot. So 16 endurance sound good? Or how about dex strength? Let me think about this. Actually, that was pretty good. 15 endurance, 17 strength, 17 dex. That's good enough for now. 17 strength will allow us to wield most of the weapons I want to show off, and if later I need to get more, we can get more. But that'll be it. I'll end this part for now. Much longer and much more interesting than the last one. This is what I really wanted to show off. You know, boss or two an episode maybe, or you know, a new area to explore. And we also got to show off some cool lore shit. Not much, but the little knowledge that I do remember we did get to show off with that Andre stuff. But anyway, that'll end it for today. I hope you did enjoy it, and we will catch up next time. We'll be exploring into the depths, I believe. While we can skip the depths, I'm not going to. I want to show it off. It will be quite fun and interesting, but that'll be it. We'll end it for today. Goodbye.